Some children grow up surrounded by people who never once said, "Well done." No recognition, no encouragement, just silence where affirmation should have been. To the outside world, they seemed fine, but psychology says what happens inside a child who is never praised quietly shapes everything: their confidence, their relationships, and the voice they carry in their head for the rest of their life. 1. They learn to doubt their own worth. Psychologists call this contingent self-worth. When a child receives no external validation during development, they begin to question whether their efforts have any value at all. Without praise, they have no mirror to measure themselves against. They don't grow up humble, they grow up uncertain. 2. They become approval seekers. Research on childhood emotional needs shows that children who were never praised develop a deep hunger for recognition in adulthood. They work harder than anyone, they over-deliver, they exhaust themselves trying to earn the words they never heard as a child. But even when praise finally comes, it rarely feels like enough, because the wound is old. 3. They struggle to internalize success. Psychology links the absence of praise in childhood to imposter syndrome, a persistent belief that accomplishments are undeserved or temporary. Children who were never told "you did well" often become adults who can't accept that they actually are good at things. The achievement lands, the feeling doesn't. 4. The inner critic becomes very loud. When no external voice of encouragement is present during childhood, the brain builds its own internal narrative. Psychologists call this negative self-talk, but for those who are never praised, it isn't just negativity. It's a silence-shaped echo that repeats, "You're not good enough." Not because it's true, because nothing was ever said to replace it. 5. They find it hard to praise others. Psychology shows that people who were never praised as children often struggle to offer genuine recognition to others, not out of envy, but because praise is an unfamiliar language. They never learned how it sounds when it's real, so they either withhold it entirely or give it awkwardly, unsure if it's the right thing to say. 6. Healing looks like learning to witness yourself. Research on self-compassion shows that adults who were never praised can rebuild that inner voice, not through external validation, but by learning to acknowledge their own efforts, to say to themselves what no one said to them then. Psychology calls this reparenting. The child inside is still waiting to hear, "You did well. You are enough." If you were never praised as a child, psychology doesn't call you damaged. It says your confidence was interrupted, not destroyed. And rebuilding it begins the moment you stop waiting for someone else to say what you needed to hear years ago. If you want to understand how childhood quietly shapes who we become, subscribe now. Because on this channel, we don't just observe people, we understand them.